Peace and blessings, family. I'm back at y'all. Sorry I was away last week at the beginning of the morning and not been able to come to you all and talk to you about the black girls and women that are missing. I started a new exercise regimen and I needed a full week to do it every morning. So that's why y'all didn't see me like every morning. The time that I would normally be doing this, I was out doing the exercise regimen before coming back and getting ready for work. But I am back, and I just want to say that thank you for everyone who continue to share the message of our black girls and women being missing, and that even though I wasn't on here, doing what I do in terms of raising the awareness, I think a lot of people have been knowing about it anyway. So I'm glad that you continue to join with me and allow me to join with you as we talk about these black girls and women that are missing. I'm going to get right to it, y'all, and I'm just going to start off by saying this. I know that this is not as sensational as the police. Some of us only become alive when the white people or the police do something to us. We almost get a hard on. And I think you may want to check yourself because something must be wrong with you if you only get excited when white people do something to us instead of us looking at what we're doing to ourselves. Because I don't think there's a bunch of white people in the group kidnapping black people. I think some of this is us. Some of this is our sons and our daughters and our husbands and our brothers and aunties and all that. We know these people. And I know it is not as exciting as, the police killing somebody. And I'm really sorry for that sister whose life was lost. And I pray that, she receives justice if that's ever possible. And, but I hope that we put that same energy into black women who are being murdered by black men. Because we're more likely to get murdered by another black person than we would a white cop coming into your house unannounced. I think it says something to who we are, that every time you get us up and riled up is when the white cop does something to a black person. But when black people do stuff to each other, these same people crickets. So let's stop sensationalizing black death. That's what we can stop doing as a people. We can stop sensationalizing black death, black people. I think that's something that we can do. So I'm sorry for the sister's loss of life. I truly am. But I also want to make sure that there was also other black women who lost their lives. And we just don't pull attention to it because it means we would have to look at who and what we produced in terms of sons and fathers and brothers and friends. And, we don't want to look at that somehow as black people. And that's how I understand why some of us has to go away from each other, because it's hard to live amongst the people who refuse to take credibility for their own self. You can't get shit done with people like that. However, we're going to go on to this first person I'm going to show you, this first baby I'm going to show you. She's 3-year-old. This is look like Camilla. They call her Cupcake, and she's so cute. Mackenzie, and she was kidnapped, family. She was kidnapped. And she was, whoever picked her up was in a Toyota Sequenta. This is in Birmingham, Alabama. We need to find her, y'all. And I'm going to tell you this. Somebody seen this baby. Somebody know the person who picked this baby up. Don't contribute to the madness, y'all. Don't contribute. It says something about how we are seen as black people if we don't stand up for what's right. Now, I don't know about most of y'all, because what I'm coming to learn, I guess a lot of people grew up without mamas and stuff like that. That's what I think I'm coming to understand. But I did not. I grew up with a mom who was extremely responsible. And so if my brothers did something, she would take their ass back. She would make them apologize. My mother was very social justice driven before they even called it that. But it seemed a lot of us will protect people who are guilty as hell. And I think that's why some people have to back off of black folks, because it seems like we don't have any justice in our community when it comes to self. All we could do is just look at what other people are doing to us, but not what we are doing to us. So y'all, if y'all seen this baby, please share her profile. A lot of people have been sharing it. That's how I got it. But please, y'all, we have to, but they still haven't found her. Right on. That's so true. So we know that she's out there. And somebody's got to be watching this little sister, hopefully, because I'm praying that she's still alive. Cupcake is a beautiful name for her. She's absolutely gorgeous. Somebody has seen her. Somebody has seen her. And so, family, we just got to get back on the right track, because this makes no sense at all. Next little sister that's missing, her name is Tatiana Sanders, she's 17 years old and she's 5'2", family. So this is a little short little sister with a beautiful self. There she is, Tatiana Sanders, 17 years old, 5'2", 129 pounds, family. She is missing. Somebody has seen her. Somebody has seen her. Please, y'all, I'm just going to share one more person with y'all this morning. I'm not going to come long, but I got to come strong. And people who know me know that I come from under some teachings of people who taught me how to be strong as well. The next little sister we're going to share is Dejiana Anthony, 14 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds, missing from Cincinnati, Ohio. Somebody has seen this queen, y'all. Somebody has seen her. And I just think it's ridiculous to have these many black girls and women missing. It is ridiculous. Somebody has seen her. There was a woman, I don't have an article, but she talked about she's a postal worker. She, delivers the mail, and she found 2 people on her route. Two people. So again, big ups to that sister. But I know a lot of us have seen these black girls somewhere, family. So we gotta find Sister Dejanay Anthony, 14 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds. And again, the next sister we gotta find is Tatiana Sanders, 17 years old, 5'2", 129 pounds. And then lastly, family, we gotta find our beautiful Cupcake. That's her nickname, Cupcake. This is Camilla McKinley. She, 3 years old, kidnapped from Birmingham, Alabama, was picked up by a Toyota Sequenta. And family, we gotta find our babies. There's just no way in hell we could talk about anything else except for finding our babies. We just can't. We gotta stop sensationalizing Black death, and we gotta start finding our own. And that is that simple. It's that simple. I think we can seek justice for everything involved, but I watch how people rise. I watch how people get excited. I watch how people pick and choose what is valuable in their world, but then hide under blackness and hide under black womanhood and don't give a shit about black girls or women for real, unless they get shot by the cops. Then it's like, oh, we gotta all go to the street. I'm not doing that shit. I'm gonna stay on my square. And maybe because I do this work every day of my life, and this is why I didn't just come to this. I didn't just have an awakening. I also come from the time period where black people loved each other, was concerned with each other, was accountable to each other. And I'm going to tell you something. If we cannot be accountable as black people to ourselves, then it is obvious that we cannot govern ourselves. I'm going to stop bullshit with it. I'm just going to come all the way with it. If we cannot be accountable to ourselves, if we cannot govern ourselves, that means we can't govern ourselves. We can't be accountable, then we can't govern. And then some of us need to be under the jurisdiction of other people because we can't even do simple shit like look out for each other. We can't even do simple shit like turn each other in on righteous shit. Don't talk to me about not calling the police on people, but we ain't got no way of protecting the people who need protecting. Because see, the other elephant in the room is that we got a bunch of people who don't give a fuck about black people, and they get the protection like if they're viable people. If somebody's breaking the goddamn law, we don't have our own law where we can just go in and handle this person. We don't have that as a people. We don't have that as a people. So don't talk about not calling the police. See, I find only criminals and criminal-minded people say shit like that. People who are used to breaking the law, no, we have to have some kind of law and order. Don't ask me to go rogue and you ain't there to protect me. We got too much shit going on in our community for us to talk about don't call the goddamn police. Are you kidding me? Who else I'm going to call on your ass? See, instead of us talking about how maybe we could be policing ourselves and having accountability with ourselves, that's the real goddamn conversation. Don't tell me not to do something. That's like a motherfucker telling you don't shop in the corner store and they haven't opened up their goddamn corner store. That's like a person telling you don't pay rent or don't pay your mortgage, but they have no land to offer you to build a house for yourself. So let's not say stupid shit like that. That's irresponsible. When people tell you, oh, that could be death for a black person. Not calling them could be death for you. You ever think about shit like that? Quit treating black people like we're expendable for you. All black folks ain't with us, y'all. Sometimes it's the criminal telling you shit like that. Only criminal-minded motherfuckers tell you don't call the police. Who else are you going to call? They don't give you another alternative. They don't say, hey, we starting this neighborhood watch, or we start, none of that shit. We got too many motherfucking pimps in our community. Just flat out pimps. We got black girls and women missing. If you think for a second that it's a bunch of white people, lynching black folks like we back in 1820, you out of your goddamn mind. These are people who look like you and I that we need protection from. That's like the sister who was murdered, shot in front of her damn children by another black man. I ain't heard nobody talk about that shit. That's that black on black shit we don't want to talk about. We only want to talk about the black on black shit that make us look good, but we don't want to talk about the shit that is not good. We don't want to talk about the reason why some of us have to get the fuck away from other black people. We don't want to talk about that shit. We want to call people, bed wenches, and we want to call them wanting to be white because you want some goddamn safety. Because you want some safety. And you don't want to have to be fighting every day your goddamn life people who look like you. I don't want to hear no shit. That same energy you going to put into boycotting this police officer, please put that same energy into finding black girls and women that are missing. Please put that same energy into making sure your sons and daughters can protect themselves. Please put that same energy into when you hear your black sons saying negative shit about black girls, that you check their ass and not say, well, black girls is kind of ghetto, Sometimes they do too much. Shit, I think we love it when we kill ourselves, and I'm with you, dear sister. But I see black people almost get an erection when a cop kills a black person. We be just like, we come alive, like, oh shit, oh man, like, oh my God, a cop killed somebody. This is fucked up. But they know hella motherfuckers that been killed by another black person ain't seen them in the streets on that one. I'm waiting. I don't even give a fuck about the day, because I think we are the they. We the ones who get excited. We the ones who get a hard on an erection and call, oh my God, we gotta do something. Motherfucker, do something for the people that's immediately in your community that is struggling. You know our black girls are struggling. They have to fight all their goddamn life. We joke about that line from The Color Purple, but for some black women, they do have to fight all their life. And they ain't just fighting white people, they fighting people who look like them. Who you think picked up this little girl in the damn block party? Outside playing in a complex. Who you really think picked her up? Who you really think picked up Sister Dejanay? Who you really think picked her up? Who you really think picked up Sister Tatiana? Who you really think picked her up? That is some sad shit. See, I'm from old school. I can fight and pray at the same goddamn time. I come from that. That's my tradition. And how you do it is part of it, that you got to sound the alarm. That something's wrong here. Something's terribly wrong here. That we have so many black girls and women missing, y'all. I'm going to show. Look at their face. Look at this little sister missing. This is Sister Tatiana Sanders, 17 years old, 5'2", 125 pounds. Why is she missing? 65,000 black girls and women missing. Some say 75,000 black girls and women missing. Sister Dejanay Anthony, 14 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds. Why? Why 65,000? And then some of us, we don't give a fuck about this till it knocks on your door and your child comes up missing, and then all of a sudden everybody got to go on the street. You should already be in the goddamn streets. You should not have to wait for a cop or a white person to do something to a black person before we are accountable. It's like we're like fucking children with no brain, if there's a such thing. We're always begging other people to give us something that we can't even give each other. And then the next breath, we want to talk about how great we are and how we're the descendants of these great-ass people on the planet, but you don't get to see that in us. We have no accountability for each other as black people. We have no accountability. And then you don't have no accountability, which means you cannot govern yourself. Self-governance is impossible if we can't have accountability to each other. Some of us is afraid to hear the term black on black crime. I mean, we get really upset because that shit is true. And you know you probably contributed to black on black crime. So you don't want the spotlight to be on you. Because you know you're not accountable. You know you could possibly be part of the problem. And I think we're past the time of trying to get people to get on board with us. I think it's time for knocking motherfuckers out. It's time for us to do some of our own housekeeping and cleaning before you talk about don't call the law. This is crazy. This is crazy. They have a 3-year-old this is crazy. Family, I ain't gonna stay long. I just had to be strong. I know I ain't been on here in a week. In the morning, some of the mornings I may be out really. The day I got super early and just walked. But it just fucks with me. Tonight I'm gonna be on with Sister Christy. We gonna talk about this violence towards black girls and women. And some of us may not like what the fuck I gotta say. Because I don't believe in just blaming other people without us taking some responsibility for people that we created that's out here doing some of this shit. And I know we ain't ready to hear that. See, it's easy to blame motherfuckers. That's why they walk around here like they God, because they believe that they God. That's easy for them. But it's not easy for you, is that you got to govern oneself. And I know that ain't easy. I know it's not. But goddamn it, when you the boss, we love this word. I'm boss. You have no idea what the fucking boss does. See, a boss will still clean the toilet out. See, a boss really handles all the pressure that come with being boss. It ain't just telling motherfuckers what to do. A good boss is a good follower. See, y'all don't understand that concept. A good boss is a good motivator. A good boss has to take accountability. That's a word that's like kryptonite for some black people. You talk about accountability, motherfuckers, but what about the white man? What about slavery? Bitch, what about all of us who survived them? What about them? Oh, got me up out of my character. I'm so damn upset. Look, y'all, we have too many hours missing. We have too many black women. I wonder when that sister, blessed memory, who was killed by the police this weekend, I wonder how many black women were murdered this weekend in domestic violence. I wonder, is it the same amount of numbers? Or is it that we have a fixation with the police? I really think, and I hate to use this analogy, but I really think that we get like this, really this kind of erection in us when the cop kills somebody. I don't know what that is. Everybody had an opinion on it. But when that black girl got killed in front of her children in that domestic violence case, it was crickets. You didn't hear black folks saying shit about that. That meant you had to look at us doing something to each other. See, we don't want to be in the weed end. We want to make him an individual or blame his actions on some other motherfuckers, but he had to pull the trigger. I just don't believe in shit like that, by the way. You get caught holding a bag, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. See, when you're in a war family, you don't get to like stop and read the fucking book. It don't work like that. And that's why a lot of us have to leave us. Because you can't build anything with the people who are not accountable. You can't build anything with the people who are not responsible. And if you can't be accountable and responsible, that means you cannot govern yourself. All right, family, I got to get out of here. Look, let's find our family. Look here. This young little sister, 3 years old, Camilla Cupcake. Look at her pretty self, y'all. Mackenzie, she's been kidnapped. Somebody knows somewhere. Somebody's seen her somewhere. Somebody knows somebody left with a kid, didn't come back with a kid. Listen to the sounds around your house. Somebody's hearing Cupcake right now. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. Next we have 17-year-old Tatiana Sanders, 5'2", 129 pounds. Missing, family. Somebody seen her in a little cute self. Somebody seen her, and I don't want to hear the shit that they ran away. If so, if you see a ass, still have them call somebody. Quit trying to make up excuses for you not doing your goddamn work. It's irritating. And somebody has seen Sister Dejanay Anthony, 14 years old, 5'6", 140 pounds. Family, we must bring our own home. It is our job. It is our duty. Have a blessed day. Stay up.